Hello everybody, welcome back to, well, I guess not really welcome back, but welcome to Thief Simulator. I say welcome back. I did do one video in this before, but it was, I don't remember exactly what it was for. It's just like an update video. So anyway, this is Thief Simulator. This is New Game Plus, because, you know, there's probably a lot of videos out there going through the story, so if you're interested in that, I would recommend the Achievement Hunter one, but, you know, whatever. But yeah, so this is New Game Plus, which changes up a bunch of routines. It adds a couple of new things to it. It adds this cloaking device for 150,000. God, all this shit is still here. So, for this, I guess I may as well just accept all of these. Oh, actually, no, I probably, yeah, whatever. So yeah, Rent a Thug is where you go and you bust up someone's house. I think there's some where you can steal as well. But my goal for this is to, yeah, first I get the crowbar. I'm going to ignore the flashlight for now because I only have, I guess the simple lockpick or the regular lockpick. I mean, neither is really all that useful at the very beginning, but I guess you do start with that, so. So yeah. My ultimate goal for this playthrough is to fully steal everything from every house there is in New Game Plus. Not that there's any more houses in... Oh wow, fucking can go straight to Industrial Street? Man, you would be able to do nothing there. I mean... well, no, there is some places you could get into by using your car to jump over it. Also, can I go to the hideout already? There's no way. Unless I can go, or wait, maybe I have to go there to buy it, yeah. So this here is the house you can buy, which, as you know, you can imagine, that's it, $30,000? That's all it costs for that? That's nothing, I say, as my other account is so flush with cash. But yeah, my ultimate goal is to steal everything from every house, have at least one of every item that you can steal in that hideout, which means that there is actually a series of items that I cannot sell on Black Bay. So Black Bay is, as you saw there, there's a lot of jobs where you, where do I want to go first? I want to go this way first to these three houses, because they're just like trash houses. But Black Bay is the site that you go to where you can get more money for items. Actually, I need a parking lot. Than you could if you took them to the pawn shop. So if you've never played this game, the whole point of it obviously is to steal. When you go through the main storyline, they do walk you through it a bit better. Or they actually do walk you through it. And, let's see, quick slot that to there. And they send you to specific houses. Now, the first three houses they say, oh yeah, I should put that way, are these ones here. I think it's these ones. Because there's nobody in them. Like 109, the Martins, as you can see, it doesn't say anything underneath it because there is nobody who lives here. Now, just to make sure, I did bring up, or I do have on my phone in front of me, the wiki for this. Oh, look at that, I did need this. For this game, where it will tell me all of the loot that is available within a house. There it is. Honestly, that's the hardest lockpicking in this game, is the first one. So let's see here. Useful tools, locations. Here we go. Full loot list. Okay. So yeah, I will be using that to make sure that we actually get everything out of the house. I'll just steal everything I can and then I'll check to make sure I got it. So yeah. So as you can see through the front door key, I'll take it just because I get. As you can see, everything that you can steal has like a little. It has the dollar value in the middle. Actually, that's just $15. Not everything has that. It has the name of it in the middle. Then it has zero load, which determines how much you can hold. So right now I can hold 35. Really? Because I could have swore that. Because this is New Game Plus. But oh, look at that. And all the skills are unlocked. All right, so I have all my skills. Um, so when you start, you can't hold that much. Uh, but, you know. And then if you see on the right there, it also has like, oh, so actually I should, okay, so there's two things of cash that I need to keep my eye out for. Just because cash obviously won't be in my backpack. But yeah, you see like the little times 10 when I'm looking at stuff. Hang on, oh yeah, there's even more. Oh yeah, look at that. So like that times 10 experience, you'll get 10 times the experience, obviously, the first time you steal anything from a specific location. Or a specific item from a specific location. Because some things respawn in a house, and other things don't. So I think that's everything. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 things of cash, which we got. An old toaster, which we got. A pot, got it. 2 saucepans, yep. The front door key, and then there's an old TV if you're in the if you're in the regular game, but that's just a regular game thing. See, and I was wondering about that because I was like, I wonder if like that kind of stuff will still show up because there's a few items that your contact in the main game, his name is Vinny. He has some like information on you or something, so he's blackmailing you into stealing and doing jobs for him. He basically makes a thief out of you. Oh, look at that. There's a breaker steal the painting. Yeah, nice. And break their dishes. I also think that this is... Yeah, and as you can see, the bakers also do not have anybody home. Actually, you know what? I'll show you what I mean by... Do these... There's nobody... Ah, there we go. See, so like the Carters have people. Like there's people who live here. And that's why it says unknown there, because we don't know where. Like that doesn't tell us who they are. That tells us where they are. And since we don't know right now, you know, it won't tell us. So when people are home, you can't run around. Like right now, I'm running around. I'm, you know, opening and closing doors. Like as you can see when I look at it there, it says open or open slowly. When people are around, because you do some like broad daylight while the tenants are home robberies in this game, because there's a few places where that's pretty much your only option, especially when you get to like after this neighborhood. Like I'm pretty sure there's always at least a window in every place in this neighborhood, or there used to be, because on New Game Plus there may not be. Alright, so there's 2 things of cash somewhere in this house. So some things that you, if you plan on playing this game yourself, that you need to remember is you actually do need to close stuff that you open. Because if a tenant is actually home, for one thing, and that's, okay, so that's both things of cash. Pot, teapot, and you know what, I'm gonna, there we go, break their dishes for the request. There's also an achievement that I still need for breaking so many things of dishes. Okay, that's, oh, all 3 things of cash apparently. That, the saucepan. But yeah, obviously anything you do makes noise. Crouching reduces the amount of noise you make. Just like every other game, you know, as soon as you crouch down, you're invisible. But yeah, as you saw, everything was fitting in our backpack, and then you get bigger items like that, where it's like, you can't. Alright, so we got that there. We should have 2 old toasters now, another saucepan, another pot, a teapot, and the painting. That's it. So yeah, you have 2 different types of big items. You have ones that, like this, that are considered flat, and then you have other ones, technically you're not supposed to have it. Like if people see you in a place, like everybody knows everybody in this neighborhood apparently. And not only that, but they know every item and can recognize it, even if it's something like a printer, which we will be stealing at some point. Like if somebody sees you walking around the neighborhood carrying a printer, they will know that you're a thief, and that printer really belongs to Timmy in like house 106 or something. Like they'll know. Um, but yeah, so if you look in the bottom right, you'll see like the little picture of my car, and it has like three little boxes next to it. The big box is a position for something that is considered upright, which is not, entirely correct. Um, because it's not really upright. It's just like not. It just doesn't lay flat. We also and then the other two are for stuff that lays flat. So we also have this box in our car where we can put anything that we pick up. Oh yeah, but it can only hold 15. I forgot. We get a better vehicle after that can hold more in that as well. All right. So now, oh, and also if you ever, the game has a checkpoint system, but the checkpoint system is based on you moving. So like if you ever need to make a manual checkpoint, that's what you do is you just start your car, move it an inch, and then get back out and it'll checkpoint you. So now we have these guys here. So if you look at them, oh, and hit, well, it's middle mouse click, but I switched it to G because my middle mouse is a little touchy. It'll mark them and it will tell you where they are and highlight them so that if you're on the property, you will always know where they are. It only marks them for, I think it's like 6 hours. There's like 4 6 hour chunks. So what you normally want to do is, as long as your car is parked in a parking lot, by the way, you can sleep in it. So yeah, you want to know where they all are at all times, preferably. Or like if it can be helped. Oh, there we go. Got it marked. So like right now, the chick, I guess, is out, and then the dude's in the kitchen. And you want to do this as much as possible, and by that I mean for like before you actually go into any house. Sometimes you get lucky, and like the first time that you mark someone, you get when they will be gone. Okay, and now they're both back. So see, like in New Game Plus mode, they changed around everybody's schedules. So there's probably a lot more instances that we're going to have. If, in fact, it wouldn't surprise me if there is no point where a house is 100% empty. Like when you're playing in the regular mode, there are so many times where there's just nobody anywhere. Like there's just nobody in the house. Okay, so now let's see if we go. So now if we check our notes, 111, we're at the Carters. So and then if you go here, you can see where they are. Blue means that they're just not in, and then red means that they're here. So like she's in the living room and the kitchen, and then leaves. The dude's in the living room, the kitchen, and then the garden, and then they're out. So at no point is the house completely empty, which isn't a surprise. But what is a little bit of a surprise is apparently these guys don't sleep. So also a lot of places will have areas like that. Is that a free fucking crowbar right there? You also need to make sure you have an escape plan. Which I can bust through the fence to get over here. I can climb up that fence to get back. I guess I can always just hop up on the fence and crawl this way, but I just want to... That is just a free crowbar. Would you look at that, son of a bitch. Didn't even need to buy one. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Where's... Okay, here we go. Full loot list. Alright. So yeah, like cash will... So like I said before, some stuff respawns, some stuff doesn't. Cash will never respawn. And then generally the most expensive items won't, whereas like the cheaper items will. So like all those pots and pans, they'll get replaced. Well, yeah, and then like Then there's some stuff that's like a little like funny. Like, for example, if you steal a video game console, they won't replace it. Like, they won't go out and buy a new one. But if you steal their controllers, then they will. Oh yeah, this actually just links right up with that house. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Oh, she spotted me a little bit, but that's fine. Looks like my only way in. I also noticed watching, because like I just recently rewatched the Achievement Hunter Let's Watch of this game, and I noticed that, ooh, that door probably leads right into her kitchen or something, doesn't it? Or like right next to her. Yeah, the door is directly next to her, so you know what? I don't care. Alright, so let's check our notes again. Okay, so if they're in the living room, that's a no-go. Now the kitchen isn't much better, so if we wait until about 6 a.m., so we'll go to 5. You always want to go to the hour before you need, just so like you have like the maximum amount of time. Okay, so 5 p.m. Oh shit, it was 5 a.m. though, wasn't it? It was 5 a.m. that I needed, not p.m. Or actually, hang on. Did I fuck that up and just not look at where she was during that? Yeah, okay, so she comes back though and is in the living room. So there's always somebody either in the living room or the kitchen. So I mean, if we're there, she goes, I don't know what living room 2 is. So we'll have a quick nap until 6. And we'll see where living room 2 is. That doesn't really help me all that much, because I still don't really know where the fuck that is. Also, the crowbar not on the loot list. Also, walking on fences like this, it's a bit nonsensical, but it does help. Depending on the lot, it really determines whether or not they'll take offense to you standing on their fence. Okay, so they're both. Yeah. Man, and this is like the tutorial house as well. Like, this is the house, like, the first 2 houses are to teach you stuff, or like these 3 houses are all part of the tutorial. And, hang on, what time does he leave? Or what time does she leave? So she leaves at 10 and he's in the kitchen for a good amount of time. And yeah, like this one here is meant to teach you in the main game, to watch them and then make sure that you only enter once they're gone. And as you can tell, they really made it a lot harder for you to do. Now you might think, it's like, man, it's getting dark, you should have a flashlight. It's not worth it, in all honesty. Like, you would think it would be, but it's not. Because, like, they can see your flashlight. Like, just like in real life, a bright beam of light is very noticeable. Alright, so as long as he's in the kitchen, I should be fine. As long as I keep opening and closing stuff. Let's see, so now I got... It's like, if they detect you, they call the cops. Shit. Or not. Haha, you're too scared to call the cops on me, bitch. Is that really what's happening here? Is he really just too scared to call the cops? Yeah, see, because it says I'm detected. But I'm detected by him, and he does not seem interested in actually calling the cops on me. Which is weird. So there's also, maybe this is just because, like, it's such, like, a bullshit kind of... Because, like, it's a very small house. And, as you can imagine, it's it's very important to not be seen by people normally. Alright, well, let's see what we picked up here. So I still had a saucepan or something, right? A pot. Oh, I got a mouse, but it says there's supposed to be a radio. And it actually doesn't have a mouse on here. Because I know some stuff... yeah, it says that certain loot items can be randomized in New Game Plus mode. So the loot items will be randomized, but it sounds like it's still like the same amount of items. So I got a pot, I got a mouse, I got 2 things of cash. That's a story thing. So like as long as I can steal this TV, I'm good. Yeah, so that's the last thing that I need. So yeah, now normally, right, what happens when you're heard by a tenant is they call the cops. And then the cops come and arrest you. Oh, there we go. Which, as you can imagine, isn't good. I also don't know exactly how to... yeah, so like the cops are here now. And I don't know if they can get to me or not. I don't know what the hell the point of that ramp is. They made the fence just high enough that you can't jump on it. So as long as, like, as you can see, it says detected there. As long as it says that, the cops are going to be after me. I'm just going to hide over here. Because, see, now detecteds went away, so it should calm down in a minute. So normally, as soon as somebody sees you, the police are called. Like, there is none of this, like, oh, I'm scared, and then, like, you leave, and then they call the cops. Normally, it's just, you get seen, and the cops are, like, on their way. Now, thankfully, the cops do have to drive in. It's not just, like, the cops are automatically there. Now, the cops in this are kind of bullshitty. As in, if the cops are called and you're not in a hiding spot, which this place doesn't have, they'll get you. They'll come right directly towards you, and there's no stopping them. It's very nonsense, but you also don't get shot in this game, but you do get tasered. Like, when the cops catch you, they taser the fuck out of you. So, still, I mean... I know one way I can get out of here, but... Well, actually two, because I can just go around the front of this guy's house now and leave. But, yeah, see, now that it's red, that means that they're more alert. But, since nobody lives here... just do this. That's a horrible way to get into places, by the way. Like, you don't want to be doing that. Like, any noise you make is absolutely horrendous. But, since I was smart enough... Also, like, I threw this TV up here. It's fine. Like, nothing will fucking break it. But, yeah, so one thing that's kind of a little weird, which is, like you gotta open the back door and then shove it in, and then, like, your guy will shove it in there. Only for this car. When we get the better vehicle you can get is a van, as you can imagine. Useful for a thief. The van, you can just shove it through the back panel. Like, you don't actually have to open it up. It's an option, but it's not necessary. So, as I was saying before, if we go to Black Bay, we can sell a bunch of stuff. As you can see, I got an A thief rating. And that isn't because I got seen. Like, as you see, my stealth bonus, the cops called on me once, so I lost a star. I still had 4 stars. But, as you can see, I got 6 experience from the stealth. I got 46 total, so my thief rating is A. It's all based on what you've stolen, not how well you stole it. Like, the thief rating helps, but it isn't necessary is the thing. Alright, so we're going to take this. And we're going to plop it down. Actually, you know what? We'll take this upstairs. We'll decorate this shithole with all of our, like, our old stuff. Here, we'll put the TV. This game also has, like, this weird, very weird thing where it doesn't like to put stuff on tables. Like, a lot of the time, it'll be like, nah, you need to put that on the floor. That's not allowed to be on a table. It's fucking nonsense. But, you know, what can you do, right? And you know what? You can see it from there if you're laying on the couch, right? Boosh. But yeah, there's a huge amount of stuff in this game that just makes zero sense. Okay, so here's an autumn painting. We'll take that. We'll flip it the right way around. And we'll plop it down right here. Alright. Now, like I said, if we go to Black Bay, here, all of this stuff here can obviously be sold. Oh wow, the Cottage by Picasso and the Cottage by Picasso replica. That is a story thing. So I wonder if those are actually still there. That's interesting. But all this shit can be sold at the pawn shop. But if you bring it here, you get more money for it. Obviously, some of the stuff like the vase, black and white, glass cups, you don't get very much for them anyway. I wonder if they have more here because there is so yeah, you can also steal cars and a bunch of this stuff. Now, the thing is though, is that there's some of this stuff like the antiques, where there's only, now, I know this is technically incorrect right now, but I don't know how incorrect it is, where there's only one of each of these things. Now I know that that's wrong because there's obviously 4 of these, but there's 4 of these, but there's actually 5. Because on my main game, I'm doing more or less the same thing, but I've been selling stuff as I go, so it's hard to tell, and I haven't been looking at the loot list to see if I've got everything. But I feel like I've done a good job. But I've also sold all these. So, like, outside of, like, in the last house that you go to in the game, I've found one more of these, and I found another of the gramophone. But I don't know how much in that house will be here. So what I'm going to do in this playthrough is I'm not going... What was that box with shady content? Oh, that's supposed to be in that house we were just in, actually, come to think of it. God damn it. So we actually have to go back there. Oh, man. Okay, hang on. Where's that supposed to be? Oh, it's in the toilet, apparently. Interesting. Anyway, we'll go and get that in a minute. So yeah, like, nothing on there, like, I won't sell anything on there unless I already have, like, unless I have more than I need of it. So this here is our safe. We can throw whatever we want in here. Mouse, a pot. I'll throw the crowbar in there just because I can't sell the crowbar, I'm pretty sure. Oh, actually I might, well, no, I don't think I can. So we'll take all this. So yeah, my goal is to have at least one of every loot item, which means that there's going to be a bunch of stuff that we don't sell. And I may just not sell stuff on Black Bay at all, and only sell stuff at the pawn shop. And then there's a bunch of stuff that you can't actually sell. So I'll hold this. Oh good, this one's able to go onto a fucking desk. That's nice of it. Oh god. It's, some stuff is a lot touchier than others. Oh my god. There. But yeah, if you look on the thing, like you see like the little house symbol there next to the money symbols. The money symbol means it can be sold. The house symbol means that you can hold it. Like you see how like on those it just has quick slot and drop, and then on toaster it has hold. That is how you place stuff. It's a little annoying, but you know, whatever. So we'll go to there and sell the extra stuff that we got, and then we'll head back to 111 and see if we can get that box. So yeah, obviously we won't be making a huge amount of money right off the bat, although I will say we did already make $390, which is more or less from the rent-a-thug jobs, like the breaking shit and whatnot. They're good for some cash. All right. So now we need to bust into this house, into the bathroom of this house, which is, I mean, I may very well just like bust in, like just go through the front door and get it, because like I said, like they really fucked you over with this. Mainly just because like the size of the house, right? Like it's not so much that there's always somebody there. It's the fact that there's always somebody there and they're like right there, you know? Because like the house is just so small, like all of their rooms are like within view of each other. So if I get in here, ooh, she's actually coming home right away. Oh, he's actually in the bathroom. Ah, you prick. Well, whatever. You've seen me now. Where's your box of shady stuff? And in all honesty, if I can't find it in here, I may just reload the checkpoint, especially now that she's coming home. Oh yeah, so she also saw that the door was lockpicked. That's a thing. If they come home and like their shit's been tampered with. They also lock shit behind them, which is super fucking annoying. But yeah, I'm just gonna reload the checkpoint. So that's not actually in there anymore. So I don't know where you're supposed to get that then. Because like we did check around like the backyard and that. I'll take a hop in here. Or over here. And look. Not that I'll probably be able to see it like this anyway. All the bushes and that, but yeah. It must be somewhere else. I don't know where though. But yeah, it's weird. Like I see a lot of that stuff. Although that might still just be carried over because the majority of the stuff that you steal for Vinny in the story mode, you just sell it on Blackbait. That's how you give it to him. Like you don't put it somewhere. You just sell it on the computer. So that might just be a holdover from that, and it's not actually left in the game. Alright. There you go, yeah, see, and then she's just going home now. It's honestly a decent way to get their schedules, if you can catch them coming and going. Alright, so now the hardest areas in this place to steal from are 101 and 102. That's why we're not doing them in order. But alright, so let's see here. Because we got 101, 102. Where's 103? What's 103 like? Because like I've robbed all these places multiple times, obviously, but so like we got these houses here, which actually aren't too bad to rob. We got those three there, which also are really actually easy to rob. Then you have 101, 102, and 103, which are the hardest because they're the biggest. And then we swing around here to 112 and 113. I don't. Yeah, they're just like that as well. So you know what? Let's just start with these two because they're up here. So we'll start with 112. So I'll look up the loot list for it. Because, I mean, why not, right? We start with 109, we'll go all the way to 113, and then we'll work backwards, and then we'll go like 108, 107, and we'll work our way to 101, which is technically the hardest. Let's see. Okay, so free access to all of the loot in areas. Climbing gloves, which I think are... Really? There isn't really a... good place to park. Like, there's no parking spot here, so... Oh. My bad. Alright. Well, I got a little dent there, but whatever. Yeah, see, so I can climb that without the climbing gloves. Oh yeah, and I can also mark it. Aha, it's easy to climb the fence in the back. And then we got that, and then we don't have to worry about security cameras yet. There is, 101 is the only house that has security cameras in this neighborhood. You also have this, you can buy a micro camera, and if you put it in there and then rest for, I think the camera is $700, but if you put it in there and rest for 24 hours, or come back a day later, it will tell you, like, it'll give you their full schedule. So we're actually going to head back to the place, because I thought that box of shady stuff was going to be in 107 or 111, which it apparently is not. So, so we'll go back and we'll see what other tools we can buy, because apparently there's a safe in here, but I don't remember how much the safe tools cost. So if they cost too much, we may skip this place. Okay. Hacking, nope. Safecracking tools is 2,500. So yeah, we'll skip this place right now. We'll buy a lockpick, because that's only 70. So we'll skip this place for right now, because we can't get in. Because if we can't get everything out of a house right now, I don't want to bother with it for the moment. So let's see. 113. Okay, 113 looks doable. Simple lockpick, the glass knife, which is optional, regular lockpick, just bought, and a mini electric lockpick, but that should also be optional. So we shall do 113 instead. Now, some of these, like I just did 3 houses in no time at all. That's not going to be how these videos go. In fact, let's see, how long have we been going? We've been going for 40 minutes, and we did that. That's like the opening. So we'll leave it at that for this part. And tomorrow, this will come out tomorrow, because Eric's sick again. So that's why there's no wrap this weekend, and you're getting this. So tomorrow we'll do 113. And we'll get everything out of there. Odds are it'll be a lot longer going. I don't... Okay, so we'll park across the street from them. Because if you park, like, it's called parked in a strange place. If you, like, block a sidewalk. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll bust into 113, which is the Powell's. Ah, man, we're breaking into a cop's house. Oh, it's John McClane gonna think. And yeah, we'll bust into there, steal as much as we can. It'll probably take more than one trip, just because, like, between the fact that I can only hold 3 big items in my car, and then, you know, I only have so much space in my backpack in the box in my car, you know. So yeah, that'll be it for this part. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for more.